Fort Smith Board of Directors rejected to pass an ordinance tonight that would have created a ballot question to change the city's form of government. Directors were deciding tonight whether to put it on this year's ballot or next year's. Those in favor of putting it on this year's ballot said there will be a higher turnout and it will help save additional election costs. Those in favor of putting it to an election next year said there's a need for more public education and a quicker election does not mean quicker results.
We got to answer the question. The citizens need to answer the question in 26. So whether it's change a form of government or stay form of government, we can move forward. We can move on in a direction.
If we place the question on the 2027 ballot, we'll have a significant amount of time to bring more people into this conversation. Simply placing something on the ballot does not guarantee a successful outcome. And I believe that taking more of the time available to us and devoting it to building a strong consensus for success will lead to a winning vote.
Voters could still get a chance to vote on changing the city to a mayoral form in November. If a petition going around right now collects enough signatures, that question will be on the general election ballot. Over in Tonytown, City Council approved to appoint a new Ward 1 council member, and it's a resident who recently sued the city. Nick Wagner was sworn in tonight. He'll replace Amber Ibarra, who resigned last month. Wagner was the resident who sued the city for violating Freedom of Information Act's laws. A settlement reached 11 days ago and currently pending in Washington County Court. Wagner said during the meeting he was the former Planning Commission chair for the city. The Fort Smith Police Department says the officer hurt in Sunday morning shooting is still in critical but stable condition tonight. Kyle Newman was shot in the neck during a DWI stop near McClure Amphitheater. Since then, the support for Newman and his family have been pouring in from all over. Tonight, we've learned a new support fund has been started in honor of Officer Newman. The Fraternal Order of Police Lodge 39 has created a donation account at First National Bank to help support Newman's family. Donations can be made at any bank location. We first told you about this last night. Across the state in Jacksonville, Arkansas, a 6-year-old was found shot to death in a vehicle. Tonight, Jacksonville police have named a suspect and a manhunt is underway. Authorities say that they want you to be on the lookout for this man, 21-year-old Artavius Johnson. Police say they believe Johnson fired the shots that killed Amir Houston Sunday night. They consider him armed and dangerous. That announcement came as faith leaders met in Jacksonville to talk about how to prevent senseless violence from happening again. Pastors across the city say they don't want this to be just another meeting after another tragedy. They want action.
We want to put together a plan that will be proactive rather than reactive. We don't want to keep meeting like this after a situation has happened. We want to be on the front end to make sure we can stop this from happening before it starts.
A vigil for the 6-year-old boy is set for Saturday night. The Arkansas Secretary of State recount challenge will go to a trial later this month. Brian Norris is challenging the recount of the race, which resulted with State Senator Kim Hammer winning the bid for Secretary of State by just under 1,000 votes. Norris says he has concerns over how the recount was conducted in Pulaski County, claiming his representative was not allowed to monitor and ballot boxes were not properly sealed. The bench trial will start on May 26th. That's 1 week from today. Arkansas PBS is nearing its fundraising goal after concerns it would go off the air within the year. In total, more than $1.8 million has been raised since March from both private donors and viewer donations. They are now just $300,000 short of the goal to fund PBS programming in Arkansas for the coming year. The next Arkansas TV Commission meeting is scheduled for June 4th. A Bentonville business owner is entering the Arkansas U.S. Senate race for November as a Libertarian. Jeff Wadlin is the sole third-party challenger in the November election, running against incumbent Republican Tom Cotton and Democrat Holly Schaffner. Wadlin says his campaign is focused on lowering costs and fiscal responsibility. Crawford County Prosecutor Kevin Holmes has been approved by the U.S. Senate to become the U.S. Attorney for the Western District of Arkansas. Holmes will serve a 4-year term in the role, replacing Clay Folks. Folks is now a judge in the Western District of Arkansas after he was confirmed earlier this year.